Hi, welcome back to the Oracle Visual Builder Cloud Service Training Program. So this video is part of lesson 1 and here we are going to cover the business object, what business object is in Visual Builder, what is data manager, how to create a simple application in Visual Builder, and then insights of all different panes of visual application. So let's get started. What business object is? A business object is just a resource, example, an employee or address. It has a fields to hold the data for your application. A business object is like a database table as it provides the structure for your data. In fact, business objects are stored in a database. As I mentioned in my earlier video, that a business object we can create in the visual application in order to manage the data, in order to keep a transactional or some kind of master data so that we can use the same in our visual application. So the VBC's application allow you to create a business object which is very similar to the tables wherein you can create fields, you can put some business rules, the security, and then every business object are accessible through the REST endpoint. So whatever business object you create in the visual application, the corresponding REST endpoints will be generated. So here you will see there's a endpoints. Whenever you create a business object, endpoints of this business object will be created automatically, which you can use to interact with this business object. So you can use these endpoints from outside of the business application in order to export, in order to import the data as well. You can update the data with the help of these endpoints. So it is very similar to the tables. That's all about the business objects, and here you see you can create the relationship between two objects as well. And here you can see in the second image, you see there are two objects which you can see in the image, like employee and an address, and then employee has the address has a relationship with the employee object. What data manager is? A data manager allows you to manage the data stored in your application during the development, staging, and the live phase. Each application in the visual goes with different phases, and there are three phases like development, staging, and life. Every phase of the application has their own a database, and then you can manage the data in all these databases with the help of data manager tool. This is a tool to help you migrate data between your databases and to import and then export data. Here, as you see in this image, that there are different options which you can perform, like you can import from a live, import from staging. So these options are disabled. It is because my application was in the stage, in the development mode. Here you see there's a drop down which have three values: development, staging, and a live. Okay, if that will be on the staging, then import from staging may be enabled. Okay, then you have the import from file. You can import data from a file. You can export all the data. You can export data in Excel, and then you can create business object with the help of CSV file as well. So you can create different business objects with the help of import business objects feature of this data manager. So you can manage your data in all the phases of that application. So that's all about the data manager. Now I will switch to the Visual Builder application, wherein I will show you how to create a web application, simple web application, and then different navigations of the web application. Now let me just switch on there. Okay, now I'm on this particular web application page. So this is a visual application. Now, in order to create a new application, click on the new, and here you have to provide a application name. The application ID will be populated automatically based on the name which you give. And here I'm saying my app. Okay, and then application ID is the unique ID which will be populated, and you can give the description. Here you can use the template. There are two templates which you can use. There's an MPT application template, and there's another template which is based on the Oracle SaaS Lite theme for VBCS. So default is MPT. So I'm just taking this one as of now, and then select and then finish. Once you finish your application, you will be landed into the application page wherein you see different navigation, different component, and there are different actions. The first is connect to data. There are two things. One is service connection and the second is business objects. Service connection allow you to create a service connection to consume the existing REST endpoint by a service and use them in your application. So whenever you have a requirement to consume the REST endpoint in the VBCS, you have to create the service connections. If you wanted to create a business object, right, you have to click on this action. As I mentioned that the business objects are used to define custom REST endpoint for your database based on the need of your application. So you can create business objects from there. Mobile apps or then web apps. The mobile app will allow you to create the mobile application from here, and then web application action will allow you to create the modern web application that can run on a browser, on desktop and mobile device. Okay, and then add artifacts. If you wanted to import additional components which are not in there out of the box, then you can use this components section to add additional component. Processes, if you wanted to integrate process application in the Visual Builder, then you have to use this process tab. It allow you to integrate your business processes into your application with process in Oracle integration. Here, expand this navigator, and here whatever actions you see here, you can see all here, like mobile application, the web application, the service connection, the business objects, components, all the extra components can be loaded over here. And then the processes, if you wanted to integrate the processes, the business process, you have to go into this tab and then register your deployed process, and from here you can see the source view of your application. There are different files are there. So now go here on the web application and try to create a web application. Click on this web application. Either you can click on this web application, or you can click here. If you even click here, you will be landed over here only. Okay, and then click on a web application. So once you click on this, a dialog box will be opened where you can see you need to enter the application name, and you can give the navigation style, whether it will be in the tabbed format or it will be simple. I'm saying simple. I'm saying test web app, and then click on a create button. Okay, let it be created. Once the web application will be created, here you will see the structure of your web application. In a single application, in a single Visual Builder application, you can create different web application. Okay, whenever you create a web application, a structure will be created. If you expand it, there are three folders. One is flows, resources, and then root pages. So flows, if you expand this flows, here you will see there's a default flow which will be created automatically with name flow, and there's a main page will be created with name main hyphen start. Main is the name of the flow and start is the name of your page. Here you see the main start page has been opened. If you wanted to create a flow, new flow, you just click on this plus button, and you will be able to create a new flow. Here if you enter a name like say admin, okay, and then click on a create button, here you see another flow has been created with name admin, and the default page will be created with name admin hyphen start. Okay, just expand this little bit. Here you see, right? And then if you wanted to create subflow under that admin, you can click on the plus button, and then you will be able to create subflow under this admin tab. So flows are nothing, it is the modular approach in order to bifurcate your different modules, right? Let's suppose in your web application you have different modules. One for, let's suppose you are trying to build a HRMS application, right? So you can have a different modules, one for admin, second for employee, third for HR, for another department. So you can create different flows and keep all the pages under that particular flow, and then you can link them together as well. So it flows are similar to the flow as we create in the ADF, like the bounded task flow or the unbounded task flow. The flows are similar as in the ADF. Now under that resources, if you see expand that resources, you will see different folders, components, CSS, images, JS, and then strings. Okay, so this resources folder are used to keep the static components. Like if you have a, if you wanted to create a CSS, you can by default there's the app.css, but if you wanted to create a separate CSS file which you wanted to use in your web application, you can create another. Same way, if you wanted to keep certain images, you can keep images under that image folder. Same way the JavaScript, and then different components, whatever components you will load, it will be there as well. And then string is for internationalization purpose. Here you see the different folders, and then app-string.json. You can use this JSON file to make your application internationalization. So collapse this, and here there's another folder called root pages, and the name is shell. If you open this shell, here you see it is the template of your web application. Now just collapse it, and here you see the my application and then about. So this is the template which will be applied automatically on your web page. Here you see on the main start, this is the template which is applied. If you open that admin start page again, you will see that shell which is there by default will be applied. If you change here, like I'll say my application, you can change it. Text, I can say employee application. Okay, here I have changed this employee application. If you go to the main start page, here you see the caption has been changed. Same way in the admin start, which means shell is the template of your web application. Let me just collapse this navigator. Here you see there are two things. One is component palette and the second is page structure, right? This is the page structure of your shell. Go to the main start. Here you see the page structure will be blank. It is because you have not dropped any component over here. Okay, so this is the what do you say? This is the place where you can drop the component. So this is the component palette, right? This is a rich component palette, and this is divided into the group like common, the common UI component which you can drag and drop, and then fields, and then you have collection like table and the list view, and then you have different layouts, and then elements you have, and then different charts which you can create, and then visualization element, the gauge element, and the picker element. So these are the component palettes which you can use. Okay, now here you see different like tabs like live, code, and then design. Let's suppose, let me just try to put some heading here. If you wanted to put something here, you have to drop the heading here, and then the right hand side you see all the properties will be open. So this is the general, event, and then all. Okay, click on the general. Here you see you can change the heading. I'm saying my application. This has been changed. Again, click on this, you can change the level, and then it will be visible over here. What you see here, you will see the same in your live mode, right? And here you see there are three modes like live, design, and then code. If you switch to the live mode, here you see this is a non-editable. You cannot edit it once you switch from design to live. And what you see in this view, you will see in the same whenever you will make your application live. There is another tab which is called code. Here you will see, let me just collapse it. Here you see the code of your component. Whatever components you drop over here, you will go into the code. If you wanted to edit something, you can edit as well. I'm saying my test application. If you go to the designer, here you will see my test application is there. You can keep more component, like I'm saying input text. Again, you can put another input text. If you want to change, this is the label. If you want to delete, okay. So I'm saying, so you just click on this, and here I will say the name. Okay, and now you can see, you can say remarks. Okay, if you go to the code mode again, here you will see the code has been generated automatically. Go to the designer. Each and every component have different properties. If you click on the text box, here you will see the different properties all together. Whatever you wanted to make a required, disabled, and then read only, you can use this as well. If you do disable, this will be disabled. If you click on the required here, this will be required, and till the time you fill that value, it will not allow you to submit your form. Same ways, you can make this read only, whatever you want. In the data section, you can bind this with any variable, or you can bind with any kind of data. Events, whatever events you wanted to perform on this, you have to register a new event, like value event is default, and then you can generate new, you can create new event as well. And then all, once you click on this all, it will show all the properties here, and with you can change the property of your text box. Okay, now if you wanted to keep a button over here, you can choose a button, and then you can change the caption, like you can change the submit. Here you see the caption has been changed. You can maximize this, like you can do plus, you can do minus as well. Okay, you can change the view here, like desktop view. You can change the portrait view from here. You can test how the application will look like in different devices. You can refresh it. You can create some input variables for the page when this page will get load. Okay, now here you see our preview icon. So let's suppose you have created this application. Okay, if you wanted to preview it, okay, just click on this preview button. The default page will be open, and it will show all the things to you. Let it be open. So here you see I have created this employee application, the dash application page, where I have entered the name and then remark and then one button. So there is nothing. I just wanted to show how to create a application over here. Now go back. Okay. Now every page have different actions. Here you see the designer page. You see the variables and type. If you wanted to create any variable, additional variables, you can click on this variable section, and then you can create variables. If you wanted to create a custom type, you can click on this type, and then you can create a type as well. So I will create these type and the variables in my further videos. Okay, now I'm just telling all these navigation which we have. Same way, actions, whatever events you will generate, you can see in the action chain. Events, whatever events you will generate on your page, you can see all the events here, or you can click on the event listener, and then you can create it. The settings, whatever settings you wanted to apply, you can change the page title, description, and default flow. You can change it from here. As of now, it is not showing over here. And then JavaScript. If you wanted to create any JavaScript function on that page, right? You can put your JavaScript function here, and then you can call it on any action. Here you see the metadata of your page. Whatever component you will drag and drop, you can see over here. Here you see I have dropped one label component, I have dropped one input text, another text area, and then button. So all you can see on these particular metadata section. And here you will notice that my app, it is saying dev 1.0, which means the stage of this application is dev, and the version is 1.0. And then there's an action menu as well. Here you will see different. You can do some settings. You can import this application. You can export it. You can take a help about the discussion forum, and then you can sign out from this application. So that's all about the simple web application and different panes which are there in the application. Okay, guys. So that's all about this video. Thank you. Bye bye.